This is Friday, September 26, 2025. Current time is 8:12 in the AM Eastern Standard Time. Math I came up with last night is pretty much 600 on the nose and 592. I set an alert above 592 and right below 600. As you see, like none of those price points have been met yet this morning or late last night. So I was gonna wait and see if it does or not. On the 1 minute time frame, the positive 3, negative 3 deviations are substantially different from what the math is. What's more optimal is whenever the math actually lines up with the standard deviations from the math. Right now, like 50% level is at 596, so that's like positive 2-ish deviation. So that don't help me out much from the Anchored View app. But I haven't had any information on any news catalysts or anything like that. I don't keep up with it much. But, overall, I would be thinking that you're more bullish. Yesterday had quite a bearish day. I think go over that too, what happened. Usually whenever I come up with some math, not usually, that might be the wrong word. But regardless, like whenever I do my math and I'll show you. Over here, the 50% level, it almost tagged that yesterday. I can't go back that far. But anyway, you can take my word for it. You can do your back testing if you want to. It's 597.50. But it almost tagged that. Usually if it gets to that and rejects, then you're either going to stay in a situation where it's down to the 100% level and then 50% level possibly for a retest and then rejection again. It just rejected from it yesterday. The 596 level, 595, whatever it was, 595.05. That did make some support, and then it tried for the 50% level again, not completely, but I think it was like, different economic and geopolitical stuff going on yesterday that helped influence the markets. But anyway, the 100% level didn't hold up. The 161.8% level didn't hold up. It kind of sort of tried to. The average daily range didn't really hold up. And then when markets opened up yesterday, it bled out pretty decent. Went below what all my expectations were, but this is one of the reasons why, like I say, you have to read the chart at that time. Even though, like, at 161.8% level, it never did make a good green candle. It never did. It never did become bullish. It never did break above the ATR trailing stop. These are all things that shows like it's not trying to turn back to the positive side. Right before market opens up, you can have some volatility, and sometimes that's it. Sometimes that will be the turning point, But as soon as market opened at 9:30, it showed all bearish action, all sell volume. So then, if you was long, you need to flip your position very quickly there. Just because like the first minute shows up as being nothing but bearish, you don't get any sort of bullish momentum till 9:45 at the low of the day. That's your first indication, and you can back test this also. These little levels here, the trend indicator and the Mobius volume waves at 9:44 yesterday is your first indication that you can possibly go long after our market open. And it's so damn low past the 161.8% level, and I don't know if this stayed the same or not. It probably didn't. But anyway, it would have been below negative 3 deviation. That's all indicators saying like you're way the hell oversold. So you need to think more along the lines of going long possibly. And again, like, the most you could have been hoping for yesterday after that move would have been the 50% level up here at 597.50. Since you didn't get that, it kind of rejected off the bottom of average daily range, and that's not always a good sign either, necessarily. But you can see how it's like, not really performed any better than that from yesterday. It's pretty much the same deal. It's barely above it now, barely below it. Anyway, like it's not incredible around that area. That's typically not a good sign. On a 1-day chart, you can also get better indications also. Yeah, that's heavy sell pressure yesterday. But the buy volume shows is mostly buy volume. But all that buy volume is probably concentrated in like the lows of the day. Is that the first 5 minutes of yesterday's trading, and then shortly thereafter, at 9:45 you get massive buy volume that outpaced the previous one, which is all good signs. In two, like whether it's a 5-minute chart, 30-minute chart, 1-minute chart, whenever the buy volume outweighs the sell volume, you can typically lean more bullish still, and vice versa. When the sell volume outpaces the buy volume, you lean more bearish. And it just so happened yesterday that what I thought would possibly be a bounce point became resistance. I've seen that a whole bunch too. It typically does that for two reasons. It does it so people can see it's going to be more of a bearish day, or like, algorithms that pick up on the bearish momentum. Since, markets kind of repeat. It's never exactly the same, but they sure as hell rhyme a whole lot. That they see that should have been support, it never was, so it becomes resistance, then you can short the shit out of it after that. And that's exactly what algorithms do. They seen it as bearish acting, they got it up here, they see more sell volume coming in, short, and then as soon as it flips back at roughly 210 yesterday, they go long, or they cut their short position. But then after hours, it's it's all a shooting match. It's not logical to take a position. That's what happened yesterday anyway. Today, again, it's hindsight's always 20/20. But today, it's more sideways acting. If it was extended to the downside or to the upside in either direction, it's a better day to take a trade. For me, it's not optimal to take a trade today. It's at 594 right now, roughly. 596 is a gravitational point, and that doesn't $2. And then on the NQ, I know $2 is a whole lot. Whatever that move would be. But anyway, that kind of is what it is. But that's my thought process yesterday, and what happened, why it happened, and I've seen this a whole bunch before. Most of these levels on here you can just completely ignore them most of the time. But I definitely believe in the bell curve and the deviations from that. I think, in life and love and money and politics, there's deviations, and there's, distribution of that. And, the 50% level is always going to be like maximum distribution area, and then the upper echelon and lower echelon is going to be the least distributed. So, right now, again, it's Friday. This is the first Friday I've actually had the opportunity to even trade or think about making a trade, but I can't, because I don't have an edge on the day as of right now. I think they tried to jump the gun a little bit earlier this morning. I was actually up around that time, been up since like 3:30, I think. But that's close to my marker. I could have moved that up possibly, and then paying attention to it this morning at 5, and I could have got a little bit out of it. But the way my rules are, I don't like that time of day unless really good news comes out, which I wouldn't know about it anyway. I don't get good news. I think there was some used to have really good news that you could hear, and I had to pay for that. It's a paid service, but it kind of is what it is. But my rule would be I could have took a trade here somewhere at 505ish, I could have went long. And then as soon as I seen that first doji, I would have been thinking to sell my long position at least. I don't know if I would have went short because there's not much left on the bone to go short, but I would have cut my long position. And then getting in long and then cutting your long position, and then that goes more sideways. You lose more in fees and slippage and stuff. So again, like that's why even if you have like a solid strategy, then in the fees and the markets and being wrong or your stop loss area or whatever, however you got it set, can, even if you're right, you can still lose. But I would have definitely been thinking more along the lines of staying long or thinking long than short here. And it is damn close to it. That was exactly 592.26, and my alert was at 592.10. So it was 16 cents off. If you don't have Thinkorswim, it's pretty awesome. You can get on here and make an alert. Go to create alert, and then make it at whatever price point you want, whatever symbol you want. At or above or equal to, you hit create, then it'll go to SMS, and it'll go to your mobile, send you a text notification, so you don't even have to watch this all day long. You just look for your highs and lows and play it at that time. I think I'm gonna get off here and probably not trade. Hope you're happy, healthy, well, goodbye.